right, we're back with these awesome knuckleheads. You guys are going to get a chance to take a real good look at them. This particular customer decided to go the whole route on these things, and it's really something to see. What we did for starters, after we got all of the basic machine work done, we sent them out and had them metallized. That's an aluminum spray coating that you might want to take a look at here. I'll flip the thing around and you can get a couple of different shots of it. While we're looking at these things, I'll point out a couple other little items. We also sent the valve spring tins out to get chrome plated, and you know, we've done a spigot installation and a few other things that you guys haven't seen yet. So we'll be getting into that right now. I think the first thing is to take a good look at this metallized finish. This is put on over top of the cast iron, and not only does it keep them from rusting, but it looks pretty good too. I'll turn it around for you and you can get another shot of it. Exhaust side, right side, intake side. And while we're on this intake side, this is our late model spigot conversion. I'm going to flip the things over and let you take a look at that right now while the camera's up close. How's that for light? And you see all around in there? We match these spigots up perfectly. We use our coarse tool finish on the intake ports to atomize the fuel. And we have a special sealer that we use on them. We don't need to use the previously used rivet. We don't bother with the rivets. I think the next thing for you guys to notice might be, let's see, what do we want to talk about next? Oh yeah, the valve guides. Take a look at these valve guides. Here's a good angle on the valve guide. Take a look at that. That's installed. We've got a real nice angle we put on the nose of them, and we're also going to show you the other end where we machine it for the spring seal, or the stem seals. Excuse me. Okay, if you take a look in there, you can see that we machined this guy down to fit our spring-loaded Teflon stem seals. We've also machined the height of it so it's got enough clearance for the valve lift of the cam this fellow is going to be using. We've also resurfaced them. We're going to show you this a little more on this head that's completed. We've got one here that's not assembled as of yet. The one over here on my left is completely assembled, and you'll get to take a good look at that. We've also finished the valves. We've cut the valves down. One of them was already to size. We cut the others, and you might remember the blank was about this long. We cut them and finish them up. Swirl polish them. Nice valves. Okay, let's see what else here. I think we could go over to this completed head. Let me pull it up, and you can take a good close look in that chamber with your camera. I've got some spark plugs screwed in the hole. This fellow did want to go for the conversion to the smaller spark plug on the left side of the motor, so we've done that. He decided to go that extra mile and put the short 14mm spark plug on both sides, and that's what it looks like when we get done converting them. Nice clean setup, all 4 spark plugs, the same ones. Also, you might notice the surface has been redone. We have to do that before the spigot installation, of course, because the you know, the spigots protrude above the level of the cylinder head. We hand lap these things. We rub them on a micro flat until they're clean. That's the ultimate finish. See what else I can show you here. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of these knuckles. They're just about ready to go. When we put the spring cans on, you know, of course you got to line everything up. We use rather than use a rocker shaft, we just use the 7/16 bolt, which is exactly the same size, and you know, we bolt them and drive the guides in with our special sealer on them. And also we don't use those fiber lower seals. We have found that they get hot and distort and do leak, so we've got a better method for sealing the bottom of the spring cans. You know, usually you'll see the knuckleheads, the guys that got the oil running out of both of the spring cans, especially on the exhaust. We've been able to solve that problem as well. Let's see what else we've got here. You're probably taking a look at this right side spark plug. Actually, the push rod tubes will be sticking right here, so you hardly won't see it, but it's, you know, it'll be there, and they just barely clear. We also take these lower clips, and they have to be also attached to the spring can, so we just, you know, attach them with a couple of screws. You can see these two screws here holding the lower stays or clips is a good word on while we assemble the cans. These things are pretty complicated to assemble. Actually, there's quite a bit going on here. Back in the old days, they had their different ways of doing things, and for the guys that like to be nostalgic and do these things up, we can do them here at Flow Dynamics. We've done quite a few for fellas. I think I'm running short of words here. I think we'll just let the camera loose and let him take another look-see from this angle at him. The guy gets them. We're ready now to stick the valves in, and we're going to start with the intake here. Put a little Kindle in the guide, couple of drops. Take our assembly lube. I guess I already did that, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay, here we go. Assembly lube on the valve stems. Rub it all around like that, make sure it gets everywhere. See that real good? Okay. Here we go with the intake. Rotate the valve as it enters the valve guide. Make sure all the oil gets completely all over the stem, you know. We want this thing well lubed. Again, the clearance we give these things is 1/1000th on the intake, 2/1000ths on the exhaust. Okay, now we're going to go for the stem seal. Here's the little sleeve that we stick on the valve stem. Okay, there goes the stem seal. I know you can't see this too well, but I'll try to rotate it around so you can. There goes the stem seal. Slide it down until it butts up against the guide. Next thing we want to do is put the green stuff on. Seeing as how these cans are down in a or these guides are down in a hole here. It's a little difficult for me to see, but I can fake it. There we go. Okay, where's my roller? Okay, we want to spread the green stuff around here a little bit so that it gets all over the valve guide, at least halfway around it. This is the stuff that keeps the guides, the stem seals from coming off the guide, and it definitely works. Okay, we've got that on. Next thing that we do is put on the driver like this. Take the hammer, drive it on down there like so. I like to check it and be sure that it's wiping clean. Make sure there's not too much green stuff hanging around. And it looks pretty good. In this case, we can put the collars on afterwards, because on knuckles they have such a large hole in the center, as you can see. It really is no problem to put them on afterwards. You drop the collar down in there, and here comes the valve spring. Okay, now the tricky part. I got my spring compressor adjusted properly on the first head, so it goes real smooth. There we go. You might notice that this is a little different spring compressor. It's necessary for these knuckleheads to because the cans are down in the hole. What the fuck is going on? Go ahead, we'll be right back. Answer that telephone. But we're back here and we're getting ready to do the key installation. If you want to take a look, see here, I'll turn it up there for the camera. These are a little tricky. As you can see, it's down in the hole. And the key installation, sometimes it goes easy and sometimes it doesn't, but we'll just let you guys watch. Let's see what happens here. Ah, yes. That's the intake. That's the one I cut the keeper groove in myself. That's why it went well. Some of these valves are not quite so easy to get the keys in. I like to give mine an extra 5. It's 5,000 just to make sure that I don't have any problems with them. Okay. Give it a whack with the old hammer here. Make sure everything is nice and seated. I don't know what happened to my light. I'm going to have to fix this light, so why don't you go ahead and cut and we'll be right back. Okay, we got the light fixed, so we're ready to put the exhaust valve in. Here we go. Here goes the Kindle in the guide. Got the assembly lube already on the stem. Here we go. Rotating the valve as it goes in. All right. Another happy valve. Here goes the sleeve for the stem seal. And here goes the stem seal. Okay, let's try the green stuff again. That's enough. Whoa, that's plenty. That's too much. Okay, move the green stuff around here. Okay. There's our little driver. nice. Okay. Collar. Valve springs. Woo! We'll be right back, folks. Okay. All right, we got it. Here goes with the keys. This is definitely a finesse situation here. One down. Let's go for another one here. Let's see if we got lucky. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another winner. All right. All right. Well, these guys are ready for they're ready for the shipping table. We're going to take them over and bag them, and we'll catch you over there. All right, we're back at the shipping table. We've got a couple of things we have to do to these things, and before we can bag them. First thing we want to do, I've got to tape off these oil passageways. I am dazed and confused again. YouTube and other censors have banned Led Zeppelin, effectively nailing their coffin closed even before they're dead. On behalf of Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, their writers, directors, producers, and all the staff, I offer a moment of silence to remember them all. Shipping table's a lot more fun, you know, good music, not a lot of people making their noise in the background, and you know, we can almost celebrate another job completed, and head's on the way to some guy that's going to really appreciate it. Alright, that's done. Okay, we're going to move over to the other bench here and continue on with this thing. Again, I want to mention that we have to handle these things with extreme caution and care because they're knuckleheads. Okay, let's see. Speak up. Let's do a little C5A in the spark plug threads. C5A, here we go. This is the stuff we put on all the threads that get really hot, spark plug threads especially. exhaust bolt threads and stuff like that. Little dab will do you. There we have it. Wipe my ruler off. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is put a little oil in the combustion chamber, just enough to shine up the parts, you know, make things look real good. Kind of a preservative kind of oil. It's not made for lubrication purposes. Just put it in there to make sure nothing happens to this beautiful job. All right. Nice. Okay, what's next? Let's bag them. I think the time has come. Yeah, we're ready. You know what? We got to give this guy a tube of C5A. Let's stick it in the hole and a couple of stickers. There we go. Can't possibly miss that. Right in the intake port there. All right. Nice. There we go, spotlessly done. This guy's going to have an orgasm when he takes these things out of the bag. I wish I was there. Alright. Alright folks, that's it. Gonna be one happy guy, I can tell you that. Plus he spent a whole lot of bucks. I know he's gonna get his money's worth. Probably never hear from him again. And we'll talk to you folks later.